Hey guys, it's Fred and Sheila McCoy. We are not at the Hatfield McCoy Museum. Go to fredmccoy.com for all the information on the museum. Sheila is behind the camera.
Hi guys, hope you're having a great day.
She's going to continue with the T.C. Crawford's things as time goes by, the videos. But today I wanted to discuss a newspaper article from April the 5th, 1902, and it was from the Sunny South, which I think is an Atlanta, Georgia newspaper at the time. The author himself was Clifford Smythe, S-M-Y-T-H-E.
Okay.
And very interesting. You won't be able to read it all there probably, but you can go online and find it. Or you might even be able to blow that up, read it. I don't know. I'll give you one here in a minute at the end. Remind me to give them this last page so they can read it.
Okay.
And that's what really matters. Guys, throughout the years, and I know sometimes I seem one-sided or like Sheila says, passionate. You know, Randall McCoy, I've heard Altina Waller, I've heard several throughout the years, especially Altina Waller. And she says Randall's children didn't care about him. Nobody named their children after him or Daniel and so forth. And it just goes on and on. And this gentleman right here, the title to this story here was Notorious Hatfield McCoy Feud Seems Destined for Bloody Ending. One side willing and the other rejects a peace overtures, and fighting will continue. One side offers. Now this gentleman went and seen Devil Anse Hatfield. He went all over the place, through the creeks, through the water, through the hills, and all these places. He writes this all up, how hard he worked to get to Logan, West Virginia, to see Devil Anse. And he finally run up on Devil Anse, and Devil Anse thought he was a detective, and he thought he was going to be killed. And finally, him and old Devil Anse turned out to be pretty good friends. Devil Anse gave him some bear meat, gave him some honey, and he asked this gentleman before he left, he said, hey, if you would, go over to Kentucky there and see old Randall and tell him this feuding's going on long enough. I'd like to quit the feuding. Well, this is 1902. 1902, so the feuding has been quit since 1890, February the 18th, when Cotton Top was hung. The feuding's over. There's no more fighting. What Devil Anse is wanting here is Randall McCoy to drop charges on him for murdering 5 of his children, or at least 3 of them that he was involved with. He was at home sick on the other one, even though he planned it and strategized it and instigated it. He was at home sick, but the feud's over. He's asking this newspaper reporter, go see Randall McCoy and ask him, let's be friends. Let's quit this bickering. I mean, it's almost unbelievable. I have a hard time even trying to explain it to you. If you're sitting there on your couch right now or wherever you're at, can you imagine? You've lost 6 of your children to the feud, 5 of them just murdered like nothing. Your house has been burnt, your wife's been beaten, left for dead. But hey, let's let bygones be bygones. That's what Devil Anse is wanting. The feuding's over. There's no more fight. He wants Randall McCoy to go to the courts and recall the warrants. Drop the charges. Drop those murder charges on me and Cap and whoever else was involved that's not being held accountable. Now, I'm going to tell Altina and some of these people, I'm going to read this page and then I'm going to put it on that camera.
Okay.
And it is going to require some reading, so we know I'm not the best reader, but
just bear with us.
Listen to this now. This man leaves Devil Anse and he goes over to Pikeville, Kentucky, and he rounds up Randall McCoy. I found a very different sentiment prevailing with the McCoys in Kentucky. he found a different situation from what he did with devil ants. Trouble has undermined the mentality of old Randolph. Mention of the feud excites him, and his pathetic and impotent anger at any discussion involving the name of his ancient enemies compels one speedily to drop the subject. He went to Randall McCoy and he told him he'd been sent by devil ants and he wanted to talk to him. I guess Randall McCoy probably pulled a Fred McCoy on him. I think that runs in the families. I'd say Randall McCoy probably told him what he thought, because you know, over the years everybody says, oh, Randall just went around mumbling, Randall just went around telling anybody he could about. That's all he had, guys. That's all he could do, was tell people how badly he had been treated, how badly and unfairly and unjustly, how he couldn't get no justice for his children who had been murdered. That's all he could do was speak his anger. Well, the gentleman says that he was pathetic. Randall McCoy was pathetic because he didn't want to hear of it. Your children's been killed. The man wants to make up, so you'll drop charges on him so he can go to Kentucky or wherever he wants to and cut timber or business. But he's pathetic because he don't want to make up. I don't know how many children this Clifford Smythe had, but you know, imagine devil ants killing one of them. Would he want to make up? This ain't even got good yet. It was therefore to the son, Jim McCoy, that I delivered Ance Hatfield's message. In all matters of business, family, Jim McCoy stands in for his father's place. He is an excellent specimen of strong, hardy mountaineer, a man universally liked in Pike County, Kentucky, where for years he has been a deputy sheriff. He has 10 children of his own, and his hearty manner seemed a favorable and peaceful settlement of the ancient feud. But as soon as he heard Ance Hatfield's message, every token of cordiality vanished. His expression hardened. The lines on his face grew tense. His words were slowly and quickly uttered, but there was no gainsaying their deceitfulness. There was no question of what he was going to say. There was no question about him being honest in the way he was speaking. He could tell from his facial expression. He could tell that there wasn't no giving here. Now, before I read this last part, Altina Waller, William Keith Hatfield, that stands there in Ashland and Catlettsburg, and he's on them dedicating those historical markers. And Jim McCoy always wanted peace with the McCoys. He went on the raid so he could keep the peace and keep innocent people from being hurt. He was with the Hatfields. We called Sarah Sally. Yeah. Bull crap. Hogwash. Here's Jim McCoy. Here's Randall McCoy's oldest son replying to this gentleman.
Okay.
And this is his own words. You can tell Mr. Hatfield, he said, that so long as I live, there will be no compromise between us. He and his have shot my kin, and I have made it my duty never to forgive him. There is no more to say. I have no duty. I have my duty to the dead.
Right.
Let the law do its part. I have made myself a poor man in order to bring these murderers to justice. Not until every Hatfield who has injured a McCoy has been punished will I be satisfied. That is my message to devil ants. Those who know the man say that Jim McCoy will never alter his purpose, and that's not in this generation. At least will the final chapter be written to the Hatfield-McCoy feud.
Wow.
Now I'm gonna let her, so you can back it. Let me take that second page off there so it don't blend over. And you hold that.
I'll try to let him. You want me to zoom in a little bit?
You can, or they can.
I can start at the
Yeah.
top here.
Yeah, that's the newspaper article, but go Google it. And we got it hanging in the museum, but then I want to finish up.
Okay, I think that's pretty good.
Guys, I'm going to tell you something. Not only Randall McCoy, but Jim McCoy. Until they are punished, will I be satisfied? That is my message to Devil Ants. Let the law do its part. I have made myself a poor man in order to bring these murders to justice. Do you understand what he's saying? He's saying, just like Randall McCoy, you know, Tina said Randall wasn't as rich as Devil Ants. Well, no wonder. I didn't. No wonder he's not as rich, Altina. His mind was on his children. His family was being killed and murdered and slaughtered. And you're thinking that he's jealous of Devil Ants because he's got more money, because he stole more property or stole more timber or the things that he done? This man lost his family. Only way to replace that is to give him his children back.
You can't do that.
You can't do it. But in all these books and all these slanderous remarks by people standing there with their Bibles, and they're slandering people and they're making crap up because the newspapers don't, the fake news don't do their work. They don't investigate what these people saying. Jim McCoy didn't never try to make up. Jim McCoy went on those posses and on those raids not to keep the peace. He went on those raids for revenge and to honor his sister and his brothers.
The dead and his family.
Honor the dead. He says he has to honor the, I have my duty to the dead. I will not part from that. You know, and he says until they're all punished. When did Jim McCoy finally be peaceful and bring peace to himself? He died the very next year. That may be what he was holding on to, is to make peace and not go to his grave with anger in him. Maybe that's what he was doing. He made peace in 1928. He died the following year in 1929. Who did he make peace with? He made peace with Tennis Hatfield, Devil Ant's youngest son. Guess what? Tennis Hatfield never had a damn thing to do with the Hatfield-McCoy feud. He was as innocent as the driven snow. And that's why he made friends and made peace with Tennis. Guys, anyway, we were just going over some other papers and some newspaper articles and different things, and you know, I keep thinking about Floyd McCoy and them dedicating, Keith Hatfield dedicating these historical markers in Catlettsburg, Kentucky, and the remarks that he made to the newspaper, and the things that he spoke in the history, the things that he said. You know, this is history.
Yeah.
This is 1902, April the 5th, 1902.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating, you know, because for years we tell people these stories. We try to clear things up over the years, but it's so hard because where you've got one or two McCoys, you've got 5,000 Hatfields and Devil Ants that don't know his history no better than to call him a hero. And I've used this scenario a million times, but we can put a monument on this hill right here of Charles Manson. And 150 years from now, we can name Charles Manson General or Captain. 150 years from now, when some little young kid comes up here and he looks up there and he says, wow, that guy must have been something. Look what a big monument he's got. Yeah, he was something, all right. He was a murderer. And that's exactly what Devil Anse Hatfield was, a coward and a murderer, a deceiver. All the things that you could talk about a bad man, that's what he was. Thanks for joining us. It's Fred and Sheila McCoy with the Hatfield McCoy Museum and Adventures.
There you go.
I guess you could say we're on an adventure right now.
Yep.
And if I was at the museum right now, I know we've had the comment, all those pictures. Well, if we were there right now, we could show you some other pictures to back up some of what we're saying. And that's the good thing about having all those pictures and being at the museum, so we can actually show you stuff. And I guess maybe somebody made that comment to maybe keep us out here in the woods. Maybe out here they can say, well, look here, they don't have no proof. They don't, well, our proof's at the museum. But we're going to be making another tape with the proof next time we go down there. And we got some people called earlier from Florida, South Carolina, and they're coming in Monday and Wednesday of next week, 2 different sets of people.
Yeah.
And we're going to open up just for them because they're making a trip that far. They're not just coming for that. They're going to go
Do
some
other
other
things,
places.
yeah.
But we thought that was awful nice of them to want to
Sure
come and see
was.
the museum. So when
Thank
we
you
go
all.
back down there, we'll be making another video of that. Fred and Sheila McCoy, thanks for joining us. Catch you next time.
Please like, subscribe, and share.
Guys, you may want to subscribe to Sheila's channels because there's some days we put as many as 4 videos out. And if you want to be notified when those videos come out and you make sure that you don't miss one and it falls back in the list,
Yep.
all you got to do is subscribe. And when you subscribe, then when she sends a video out,
It alerts.
my part's easy. This is all I do. Her part has to do the other stuff. But when she does, it will give you an alert, and then you know, hey, that idiot's back on there. I think I'll go see
Now
what
be still.
I think I'll go see what he's got to say.
You're not
Hey,
an
I
idiot.
make it easy for you. All you got to do is prove this idiot wrong.
You're not an idiot.
All you got to do is prove us wrong. That's all we ask. We show you this stuff so you can say what you want. It's the truth.
Go research it.
You can honor. You can act like he's a hero. You can call him captain. He's never been called captain so much as he has the last 2 months since we started making these videos from people that's Devil Anse Hatfield fans. That's fine. We're not going to change it. We don't want to change it. That's up to you guys. We can show you the evidence. We can show you the proof. And if you want to be, there's people that drink Jim Jones's Kool-Aid. Man-made Kool-Aid, and they drank his Kool-Aid. But that's what I'm saying, though, Sheila.
Yeah.
There's people that actually done that. So
I know,
that don't
but-
make it right. That just
No.
means people can't think for themselves or don't really want the truth, because the truth is out here. You have to go look for it.
You have to go find
You
it.
can't
yeah.
just want to write a book or act like you're a historian. Catch you next time. She's choking me to death with this. She's killing me.
I'm telling him, cut.
Thank you all.
Y'all have a good day. Bye.